Hey, what's up, guys? Lance, the obscure movie guy, coming to you on a sombersome day. The world, has just recently gotten the news that rapper and actor DMX has sadly passed away due to a heart attack that was drug-induced a couple days ago. Lost all brain activity and organs failed, and sad. The man has had drug issues for many years. He was never quiet about that. He was very open about his demons, if you will. A lot of that came through in his music. In fact, one of my favorite things that he ever did was the prayer in "It's Dark and Hell is Hot," which was really a testament to the type of struggles that he had. And in each album that he did following that, he did a continuation of that prayer, and I think there was 5 of them in all. And each one, he definitely put himself out there with his struggles and his beliefs. So, but being that I am the obscure movie guy, I do have 3 movies that do feature DMX that most people have probably seen. These were actually really good movies way back in the way back. But 3 that you should definitely check out if you would like to take a look at DMX's acting abilities. The first one you would want to watch is 2000's Romeo Must Die. Stars Jet Li, the late Aaliyah, Isaiah Washington, Russell Wong, who's an amazing martial artist, Delroy Lindo, Anthony Anderson, and a couple other characters, a couple other actors. Good all-star cast. Jet Li plays a ex-cop whose brother got mixed up with the American Chinese mob, Chinese triad, and was killed, or so he thought was killed, by an American mob. But it's Romeo Must Die, because Romeo and Aaliyah both have this great chemistry. Not just for the film, in the film, but really the chemistry between them on screen was really good. Aaliyah had a lot of potential to do a lot of cool things. Unfortunately, she had an untimely death as well. But Romeo Must Die, 2 opposing mobs, one family. Neither one of them want the other to be with one another. But really good movie. Great fight scenes. Jet Li going up against Russell Wong. Russell Wong is a very, very established martial artist, very good at what he does. And it was actually a really good movie. And like I said, the chemistry between Jet Li and Aaliyah in that film is great. Really good flick. The next one you guys can check out is Exit Wounds from 2001. This was another DMX. This one actually starred DMX, as opposed to him just being a cameo or a feature in it. But it starred him, Steven Seagal, Anthony Anderson, Isaiah Washington, Michael Jai White, Bill Duke, Tom Arnold. Again, a huge cast in it. Steven Seagal plays I don't want to say a corrupt cop, but definitely a cop that doesn't play by the rules. But he gets the job done. Gets put into a Detroit precinct where he does find a bunch of corrupt cops that are selling heroin to drug dealers. Basically, they would confiscate the heroin as evidence and then resell it back into the market. And he teams up, kind of a buddy cop thing with DMX. DMX doesn't play necessarily a cop. He himself is, for lack of a better term, a thug, if you will, but kind of like a Deadpool type thing. He's kind of like an anti-hero, wants to do the right thing, but kind of does it in the wrong way. But really good flick. Steven Seagal, he's hit and miss with his movies. A lot of his older stuff is better than most of his newer stuff. Obviously, a lot of his stuff these days goes straight to video. But Exit Wounds was, DMX was coming off of Romeo Must Die, where he did have a small part in that. But a lot of the same cast carried over to Exit Wounds. And it worked really well. It was one of Steven Seagal's better flicks, even though it was kind of towards the part of his career where a lot of his stuff would start going to DVD. In fact, this may be actually, if it's not the last, it's one of the last theatrical releases Steven Seagal had. But good flick. Check that one out. And then the last one you guys should watch, again, is another Jet Li movie with DMX in it. This one's Cradle to the Grave from 2003. Again, DMX teams up with Jet Li. Jet Li plays a Taiwanese cop or some sort of Taiwanese agent that is after some stolen diamonds. The diamonds have been stolen by Mark Dacascos to use for projection purposes in a laser. Kind of a weird storyline there, but they make it work. But again, DMX, Jet Li, Anthony Anderson, Kelly Hu, Tom Arnold again, Mark Dacascos, Gabrielle Union, and a really good movie. The fight scenes are really well done. Funny thing about it is, at the time, Mark Dacascos was picked as the bad guy because I think they had done a poll on, I don't know if it was Jet Li's official website or if it was just a website to do the poll, but they had done a poll for Jet Li fans to vote for who they would like to see Jet Li fight next in a movie, and Mark Dacascos won, so they signed him up as the bad guy. Really good movie. Kelly Hu always does an amazing job. Mark Dacascos, again, another very good established martial artist. Unfortunately, he spends a lot of days being the host of the Iron Chef for America. He also plays on Hawaii Five-0 as a reoccurring bad guy. But Mark Dacascos, man, he's awesome. Jet Li, the fight scenes were good. DMX does a great job in the movie. And even a little bit of his faith and a little bit of a prayer does come out in that film as well. So 3 DMX movies to watch. They're all really good. That was a good time for cinema. But again, you know, DMX has always had his demons. I mean, even even in Cradle to the Grave in 2003, I mean, even though he was, at the time, he was sober from his crack problem or cocaine or drug addiction, but he was still drinking and smoking weed. He was often late to the set. But he did put in a good amount of time and effort into training for the film. Same thing with Exit Wounds. Unfortunately, DMX had kind of fallen off the radar the last decade or so, which is a real shame because his talent never really disappeared. He was always very good at what he did. He himself got sucked into his demons and his problems more and more, and that took him away from the spotlight. But everybody's, probably got their favorite DMX song, and you've probably heard one in a movie. You don't even know it. X is going to give it to you is in a lot of films. So it's a shame what happened, and it goes to show, a lot of people, it doesn't matter what your profession is, we all fight our own demons, which is why it's so terrible that the world is such an ugly place, because it's easy to feel like a victim when you have so many things like mainstream media or politicians telling you that you should feel like a victim for whatever reason may be. And when people are told that they should feel like a victim, they often feel that they themselves or their group, whatever it may be, is more victimized than the next. But the bottom line is that everybody, regardless of race, skin color, gender, what part of the world, country you're from, everybody's got their own problems and everybody has their own demons. And we shouldn't feel that my problems are worse than your problems. And because we all fight our own issues. So I think if everybody had that mentality a little bit better, maybe the world wouldn't be such an ugly place. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, the world has lost DMX. Kind of threw this video together real quickly, just for the account of him. Just try and pay my respects a little bit to the guy. Wasn't my favorite rapper, wasn't my favorite actor, but I do like these movies. Cradle to the Grave and Romeo Must Die. He didn't have a real big part in Romeo Must Die, but Cradle to the Grave was definitely a good movie, and you know, Exit Wounds definitely had its moments. It was a lot of fun watching Exit Wounds in the theaters. I remember going to the theater years ago, and there's one part in the movie where he grabs these chains that are hanging down from the ceiling, and he jumps off the wall and he kicks Steven Seagal in the face. And it was so funny when we were in the theater because the whole crowd just cheered when he kicked Steven Seagal in the face. It was, you know, he was really loved at that moment in time, and that during that era back in the early 2000s. So that was a lot of fun to watch. It was pretty comical to be there and watch that happen. And you know, I'm thinking like, there's no way he would actually kick Steven Seagal's ass in real life, but it was pretty cool at the time when he did it, and the crowd loved it. So good stuff. Guys, like, subscribe, and comment to the YouTube channel. Check me out on Facebook. Like and follow me there. Share the video. And I'll see everybody in the next one.